Hello, I'm Dr. Mike Taz, a facilitator for the Refuse to be a Victim course. This is a personal safety seminar which gives you information about awareness and alertness to crime, so hopefully that you can avoid it and be less likely to be a victim of that crime. When we last spoke, I presented a case of Mr. K, who had a robber at his door and who wanted to come in. And the question I posed was, if that robber, being frustrated, realized Mr. K was not going to let him in, and if he then pulled the gun on Mr. K and said, "Let me in now, unlock the door, or I'm going to shoot you," what options did Mr. K have? Should he let him in, realizing that the gun is less than 2 to 3 feet away and that he's at risk of being shot, and after he let him in, hope for the best? Or should he refuse to let the robber in and then run the risk of being shot right then, right there, and possibly being killed? There may be more than one way of dealing with this, but here's an option for you to consider. An option that kind of combines those two options that I gave you. Say to the robber, okay, please don't shoot. I'm going to unlock the door. I'm going to unlock the door. And what you do is put your hand, jiggle the lock as if you're unlocking it, but then very quickly step back, close the door, lock the door, and then call the police. What happened there? A number of things happened. First of all, the robber's plan. He wanted to get into the privacy of your home, and then in that privacy, he would assault you, or possibly kill you, and rob you. That's what he wants to do in the privacy of your home. He doesn't want to shoot you on the outside. If he wanted to shoot you, he probably already would have. He realizes that shooting through the storm door may affect the trajectory of the bullet. Shooting at the lock may not necessarily guarantee him access inside your house. And causing that noise on the outside may cause unnecessary attention and attract attention so that he would not be able to complete the crime as he had planned. The other thing to realize is that what did you do in response to this? First of all, when you went to unlock the door, quote unquote, you jiggled the lock, you did not unlock the door. You just jiggled it. In the process of doing this, you turned your body. When you're confronted with a person who has a gun on you, whether it's through a storm door or without, this is a dangerous situation. There's no doubt about it. And the danger is being hit in the center mass or being hit in the head. When you say, "I'm going to unlock the door, I'm going to unlock the door," and he starts to believe you, you turn your body so your center mass is rotated around. You're being protected by your arm. You're also stepping back with your leg so your head is farther from the door, farther away from the bullet. And when you jiggle the lock, you give the robber the impression that you're cooperating with his plan. He starts to breathe a little more easily until you turn quickly, close the door, lock the door, and then call the police. And then he realizes that he's been busted. If the most robbers at this time would realize if they want to rob again, they've got to hightail it out of there so they don't get caught. Now, does this absolutely guarantee that you won't be hurt if something like this should happen to you? Unfortunately, there are no absolute guarantees, but it does increase the chance of your being successfully able to handle this kind of a situation and to survive. This does require some practice, though. Some physical practice as far as turning and spinning, and it also requires getting the scenario in your mind and practicing it so that when it actually comes time to do it, you do it correctly. You want to say that you're going to unlock the door, but you're not unlocking the door. Don't make that mistake. Practice is needed. I invite you for more safety tips and for tips on medical health to my blog site, www.drmiketaz.com, drmiketaz.com. For your safety, I'm Dr. Mike Taz.